Coach Chris. Hope you guys are doing well. We are back on the cardio session. Remember to do your best every single day. Cardio and walking, burning calories is great. You want to get leaner, it's part of the process. Now, for those who showed up earlier today, thank you for those who came to my piano concert. Guys, I do a lot of different things, right? And I've been doing them for a long time. And I decided to start recording some of these. And I promise you this, I do a lot of different things. If you follow, I've got over 1,000 videos on YouTube. But I don't really have anything other than an iPhone. Because for cameras and stuff, I'm not really technical in that. So I promise, should I get to 10,000 subscribers, I will take that monetization and I will invest that into a little bit better audio equipment. Now, my headset that I have for my piano and my audio interface seems to be working pretty good. But in the gym, I'm kind of limited to my iPods and iPhone. Now, I do have a pretty new iPhone, so it works pretty good. But here's the thing, guys. You know, if you're looking, a lot of people that come into my channel seem to be looking for a group of people who are going to motivate them and tell them the truth about things. I'm not someone that's going to sugarcoat things. Okay, I'm more sandpaper, kind of sandpaper meant to rub off the edges. What you guys need to know is that I go 24/7, 7 days a week. I don't take days off, and I'm always either training, reading, studying, or playing poker, or doing business adventures. Okay. Mark Twain had a great quote, and I was reading it earlier, and it's a man, or you can say a woman, an individual will say, an individual's two most important days of their life are the day they're born and the day they figure out why. So I really encourage all of my viewers to think about, sit outside, get away from all the technology, get away from everything, and just sit and think, why do I do the things that I do? You should ask yourself that question and then start building a lifestyle based upon the habits. If you're an athlete and you play basketball, then tailor your life around basketball. If you're a powerlifter, tailor your life around that. Do what makes you happy. But I will tell you this, most people, okay, and this is just a fact of life, most people are indulging in activities that are counterproductive to the goals they have set. And the sooner you cut out distractions in your life, and the sooner you start taking each habit and aligning it to your goal, the sooner you do that, the sooner things start working out in your favor. Now, for those that just pop in, come in and leave, you do you. But for my main audience that continues to show up, keep in mind, I will give you guys information when y'all post. I have a pretty good memory, right? I remember most of the people that show up to the chats. And it's pretty simple, Your body is a machine that's meant to work. You want to get more out of your life? Let me tell you something. Hydrate, eat good food, don't consume too much caffeine, right? Don't consume too much caffeine. Learn how food affects your body. Eat healthy, whole food. Don't drink. Don't smoke. Don't do drugs, man. A lot of people in your life are going to say, hey, these things are okay in balance. Well, good for them. You want to be the best version of yourself? Take 1 year, and take away everything in that year, right? Each week work on something, right? Let's say, consider, thumbs up. Crew persons, yo, hope you're doing well, crew. Shout out to you. Hope you're doing well, brother. Thanks for the thumbs up. We're knocking out some cardio after a heavyweight session. We're rehabilitating the back. Where are you from, crew? Persons, good to see you. So, put down into the comments, engage with me. I'll engage back with you, I promise that. A lot of people do these shorts and they don't engage with you guys. They're nuts. When you guys show up to my streams, I am honored. And I consider it a privilege to take what I've learned in my life and share it with you, especially if you guys are younger than me. You know, now as I was saying, I was reading Mark Twain earlier, crew person. Now check this out. Mark Twain said the two most important days in a man's life is the day they're born, and the second is the day that they realize their why. Crew, do you, let me respond. Crew, do you have your why? Let's see, put this here, community moderation. Let's take a poll. Do you have a why? Right? Yes or no. Start poll. Yeah, do you have a why? Like, why do you do the things that you do? Woo, woo. Shout out to the next viewer. So, yeah, it's pretty simple. You know, like, what is your why? That is the most important thing in the world. Like, you know, there's a book, maybe you guys have heard of it. If you haven't, you need to read this book. You need to read this book, which is James Clear, Atomic Habits. Wonderful book. It talks about how every decision that you make in your life is going to compound on itself, and each decision that compounds on itself is going to dictate and paint your future. So it's really important to understand why you do things, guys, and also have fun. You know, one of the things I worked on this last year after my surgery and after doing all the things that I do was just really understanding, what did I want to do with my life? You know, I'm a professional poker player, right? I play tournaments. I'm an entrepreneur, a certified trainer. I had a business in California where I did retail. I've done a lot of different things, and I can tell you, understanding what makes you happy is the key. Like, you got to understand what's in here, right? Not the pecs, but the heart. You need to understand, what is it that drives me in the morning? What makes you excited to get out of bed? And anybody that's in the chat, feel free to type, what is your why? Like, what is your why? Figuring out your why, if you don't know, let's figure it out right now. I'm going to do my cardio for probably another hour. So my cardio just involves walking on a 14 to 15 degrees incline for about 2 to 3 miles per hour. Remember, I'm coming over an injury, so I'm kind of limited to what I can do, but that doesn't mean I stay at home. I do my best each day, and I go to a really good gym that has a lot of good stuff to offer. So my question to you guys is, what's your why? Thanks for the thumbs ups. Crew, hope you're staying in here. Oh, somebody's at the house. My base security system's going on. Just an Amazon delivery. Cool. So my question to you guys is, do you have a why? Do you have a why? Boom. Thank you guys for 1,000 in the last 28 days. We got 12,220 views. Thank you for that. We are slowly but surely adding to that, right? And that's pretty cool. Da, 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 da. Coming over here. Boom. Here is a good post. Did you know, we'll try to get out of the frame for a second, data shows exercise can reduce traumatic events in people. Anybody in the chat who's ever had trauma in their life, I can relate to that with you guys. Exercise helps you reduce that. So not only does exercise fight cancer, not only does it help you reduce memories, not only does it make you feel good, you should be exercising every day, right? Just for your general health. If I couldn't exercise, I would go crazy. Absolutely crazy if I could not exercise. So we'll go to the green screen here. What's some other stuff? Boom. Here is a good quote. Boom. No one will ever know the violence that it took to become this gentle. You know, I haven't always been this nice. Okay. That's me on Google. Woo, woo, woo. That's my LinkedIn. Right. So before Years ago, I was a very mean person. I used to be very mean to people, you know. So it took me a while to realize that the way I was brought up was, a little bit different than a lot of people. So my main thing is to share with you guys how to become better. And becoming better is not always easy, but it's always the road to take. Always the road to take. Boom, boom, boom. For those who are in my stream, boom. I'm a Navy veteran. So that is some of the medals and stuff I have there. I'm proud of that. Served my country for 10 years. Nobody can take that away from me, no matter how hard they try. Special Boat Team 22, John C. Stennis Space Center, 9 years. I served in Enduring Freedom for 2010 to 2005. Very proud of that. What's up, guys? Knocking out some cardio. Hope you're doing well. Can anybody down there in the chat that's in here give me a thumbs up and tell me if the audio is good or not? Because I want to make sure if the signal here, that the audio sounds good. Woo, woo, woo. Thanks for the thumbs up. You guys rock. You guys rock. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for the thumbs up. Woo, woo. All right. Going to do there. I went here the other day. The Crazy Cone. This was a new business that came up down here in Georgia. And I went in there, have a little treat. It's pretty good. Here is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett says, in order to be like Warren Buffett, you read 500 pages a week. That's how knowledge is built. It compounds like interest. So the more that you learn, the more your knowledge builds upon what you learned the days before. It's as simple as that. But even Warren Buffett says, most people aren't going to do it. You got to ask yourself, would you rather sit down and ask yourself, when you get home and you're tired and you've worked all day, are you going to sit at home and watch TV, or are you going to read a book? You want to get smarter, read a book. If you show up to my lives, you'll see I have lots of books that I recommend. Lots of books. Okay. The biggest difference is you have to read. You have to get smarter. Take time to read and watch everything that happens in your life. Boom. Woo, woo. We were over at this bookstore earlier. It was over here in Georgia. You can see, I always love going to new bookstores. It's always fun meeting the new people in the town. By the way, anybody who pops up in the chat, put a thumbs up. I put a poll down into the chat. The poll is to say, do you know your why? Because think about this. Life is like being a duck or an eagle. Ducks, they kind of swim in a pond and they go in circles. They find other ducks and they just go in circles. But if you want to be an eagle, right, you need to become independent and go out and go look around the world. And don't hang around other ducks. Find other eagles. But it's going to be hard to find those. So that's what I have to say on that. All right, go to the green screen here. Let's see. Pop through here. Cool, cool, cool. Again, guys, y'all post the comments down below. Anything that you want to know, any questions you have on nutrition, things to eat, how nutrition works, you guys now have the chance. All I ask is once you put a comment down and you ask a question, put a thumbs up. Put a thumbs up when I give you a response, or put a thumbs up before. The people that put a thumbs up before, I will answer your questions first. Okay? And here's another thing you have to remember. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? The squeaky wheel gets the grease. So be true to who you are, learn every day, do cardio, and become unstoppable. And as a trainer, I can tell you, it's a very good idea. Hi. Add his mother, put user in timeout. Nah. Let's see. Shout out to crew person. Crew, did you ever decide what your why was. Boom, 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 boom. Let's go, bomb, bomb. Yeah, I think we've already done about 30, 40 minutes. Beforehand, we lifted weights. And again, I do cardio after weights because I'm an athlete, an injured athlete, kind of. We're getting back on track. But not a bodybuilder. I don't care about that. Not a physique aesthetics person. I kind of want to look good, but I care about longevity, right? How to train for longevity is my key. And what's funny is there's a lot of people who are ignorant in their life. You know, most people that I know have never left the country. And I find it really funny that in my world, I know people who have never left the city that they live in, and yet they think that they understand how the world works. You need to go travel. You know, you need to go travel. You need to see how other people around the planet live so you can build your perspective. If all you want to do is be local where you live, then that's fine. That's a journey to have in life. But to me, that's very boring. You go learn and explore. Go do things outside of where you're at, right? Put yourself in uncomfortable situations every day. The more uncomfortable situations you put yourself in, the more reward you'll find in your life. Makes sense? All right. Do you have a why? Do you have a why? Do you have the time to listen to me whine? Billy Joel, Green Day. Although Green Day is kind of not one of my favorite bands. Interesting. So, again, post down below. Give me some stuff to engage with you guys for. Crew persons came in, came out. You know, you do what's best for you. Yeah, read more. Less TV, less movies, more reading. Movies aren't bad. It's not like you can't watch them. But you know what's going to make you feel better? You know, doing cardio, doing calisthenics, eating healthy, not drinking, not smoking, not doing all this BS that everybody around you does. Don't do that. Become the best version of yourself. Drink a lot of water. Hydrate. Read a book. Hydrate. Stretch. Do yoga. Do Pilates. Repeat. Sleep good. Reduce stress. Go pray. Go meditate. Go get close to God. You know, if that's what makes you feel good. You know, God's kind of a personal subject for people, which is interesting. But for me, I get closest to God personally when I'm doing physical activity. Like right now, you may not see it. Doesn't look like I'm going really hard, but I'm going up a 15 degrees incline, like it's uphill, and I'm doing 3 miles straight uphill. I do this to help my ankles and my feet stay strong, and I do it barefooted. Just so you know, so you guys know, I do my walking barefooted. Shoes are killing your feet. There's been enough research that I've read to convince me that if your shoes don't fit properly, right? If you have a wide foot like me, remember I'm 6'4", so being 6'4", my feet are also wide. So what I've noticed is most shoes crunch my toes and my feet. The moment I started going barefoot and stretching my feet out, a lot of the pains in my body went away, like my dorsiflexion, my plantar flexion. So wear sandals. Don't wear super cushiony shoes, and start walking more barefooted on the ground. You will be amazed at how much better you feel. One of my philosophies in training is this. If I don't feel as good as I could, then I don't look the best that I am. Feel better, look better. Feel better, look better. Start doing habits that make you feel better. Once you feel better, then you will look better. You know, that involves, for me, no alcohol, no smoking, No vaping. Don't do that stuff, man. You know, in the past, I indulged in a lot of that, and all it did was make me unhappy, you know? So don't do it. Just don't do it. Very simple. You know, stay sober. You want to get the most amount of energy? Go look at my channel. You'll see I've done 1,000 videos. You'll see I've competed in poker tournaments where when I go, a lot of people smoke and drink. I don't. The top players normally don't, right? Look at Dan Jungleman Cates. You know, all the top players don't involve themselves with that. So you need to pick habits that coincide with your why, your existence, and slowly pursue that. Simple, simple, simple. Welcome to the chat. We're doing some cardio, finishing up today. Hope you're having a great day. Down in the chat, feel free to type. This is your chance to talk to a certified master trainer and a lot of stuff. So, yeah, do whatever you need to do. Again, I'm here for you guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Stay hydrated. If you're in the market for a good cup, the Yeti Rambler is my favorite cup. This is the best cup on the market. Holds water, good BPA-free metal. You can scan the QR code to register it, get a good warranty, you can track it. It's the only cup I use. Easy to clean, lifetime warranty. You think about this. If you go to the store and buy plastic cups, right? And those plastic cups cost you $10 every time you buy it, and you get some once a year. Once a year at $10, you spend more money. I buy one Yeti Rambler cup for $100, lasts me a lifetime. I never need to buy a cup again. Always invest in quality. Sounds crazy, right? Sounds crazy to me. Sounds crazy the second part of that sentence, not the first. All right, welcome to the chat. Still knocking out the cardio. Uphill, always easy. A lot of people think my cardio is easy, but you know, I have 2 or 3 people come in and they'll get tired before I will, and they'll just quit. Train for endurance. Train for endurance. All right. So there goes, we're almost at another mile. Again, we're not walking straight. We're walking on a steep incline. Steep inclines barefooted are really good for your feet. Thanks for stopping in. Thumbs up in the chat. Again, simply here to encourage you guys to do your best, man. You can call me Uncle Chris, okay? I want to be that positive role model in your life if you don't have one. Because not everybody has the luxury of having a positive role model in their life. You need that in your life? Type down here. I put a poll out earlier. Do you have a why? That's a really important question. Let's pop this up to 2.2 at 15 degrees. Yeah, well, 14 now for my feet. Do you have a why? Whys are important. Because without a why, how do you know where you're going? You know, it's like going out sailing without a map. Who would get on a ship and go sailing in the ocean with no map? You'd get lost. How would you know where you're going? You know, you got to know where you're going, or at least have an idea, at least a baseline. 2.5 on a 14 degrees incline. Sounds good. Yep. Do you have a why? Do you have a why? Spartans, what is your job? Hoo, 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 hoo. You ain't ever met someone like me in your life. I guarantee you that, crew. I'm an OCD, eccentric person who literally works out all day. I'm an endurance athlete. It's okay. That's just what I like to do. I do business, I train people, I do my other stuff. Don't drink, don't smoke, stay sober, enjoy life, have fun, have good opportunities. But I'm the reminder in your life to remind yourself to stay sober. Don't chase women, don't fornicate, become the best version of yourself. If that don't motivate you in 1,000 videos of me doing this and doing this, if that don't motivate you, that's cool. You do you. I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm not a strength athlete, I'm an endurance athlete. I train to be able to take on the day, outwork everybody who gets tired. Strongest muscle is my heart. Train your heart, brother. Your heart's your strongest muscle, your circulatory system. I'm still 6'4", still 215 pounds. I do martial arts, I stretch, I do a lot of things. But it's going to make you feel better is to have a stronger heart, pump blood around, man. If all you do is sit around and some of my friends just sit around the house and smoke weed all day. Those used to be my friends growing up. Don't do that. Just demotivates you to become better. Become the best version of yourself, man. That's how it works. See this dragon tattoo? You see that? A dragon tattoo is me. I'm the dragon. In my world, my reality, I slay all the demons that try to pull me away, right? You have to think of yourself as the hero in your own book. You have to think of yourself as the hero in your chapter. Don't worry about what other people think about you. Every time anyone has ever doubted me or criticized me, I know that I'm on the step to do something great and things are about to work out. It is only through the doubts of others and ramming through that we eliminate the self-imposed limitations upon ourselves. Do not have self-imposed limitations on yourself, guys. Don't be around those people. Be around people who help you get to the next level in life. Life is like a game. Everything that you do the day before affects the future. Every choice that you make, quantum physics shows us, affects the outcome of what's to happen next. Indirectly, everything that you do has an effect on something in the world. That's why. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't fornicate. Become the best version of yourself. If you don't have a positive role model, subscribe to my channel. You will get more from that than you will probably most channels on YouTube, right? That much I guarantee. Because it's my obsession to make you better. My obsession is you, the viewer. I've dedicated my life to service, which is servicing people around me, right? Hence why I've been doing this. This is after a workout to where I'm lifting heavy weight with low repetitions under control. Because I believe in staying strong. I believe in doing push-ups, pull-ups, cardio, doing calisthenics. I really believe that that's the key that a lot of people don't do. Control your body weight, right? Learn to control your body. You only have one body, guys. You only have one body. So why not invest in your health? Now, everybody has their own path in life. And I'm not going to judge another man or another woman for choices that they make. But I can tell you, if you want to be the best version of yourself, the best version of yourself involves at least try this. For the next 30 days, no drinking, no smoking, no masturbation, nothing that's going to distract you, and lock yourself in for 30 days on a goal. Lock yourself in and eliminate all the distractions in the world, right? And the moment you do that, the world will get out of the way for the man that knows where he's going, or the woman that knows where she's going, right? So, your mind will play tricks on you. Your mind will play tricks on you. I ask not for a lighter load, but for broader shoulders. I ask not for a lighter load, but for broader shoulders, right? And I got some pretty broad ass shoulders. I've been carrying a lot of people for a lot of years, and I love it. You know what I mean? That's what gets me going. You got to know your why in this world, man. You got to know your why. That's how it works. All right, so now let's pop this up to 2.8. I really like walking but running, because the more you can walk and contract your muscles, you'll really burn a lot of fat because your legs are so strong. Another thing I like is the Peloton bike, or the aerobic bike. But because I train legs, so for me and my mobility, I was training pretty heavy earlier. My main goal is now just to burn calories. I do that with food. I eat good food, but I also do it in addition to work capacity. The work capacity that we do is very important. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. 14 degrees incline, 2.8 miles per hour, 5 miles. You think that's easy? Try it. Try it. And I do it in sandals. Sandals. See my foot? Sandal. Right? Do you have the time to listen to me? Why? Do. So, getting back. You want your body to change, it all starts up here. It's all in your mind, fellas. It's all, if you're in the chat, repeat after me. It's all in my mind. It's all in my mind. And we'll do a fresh start tomorrow. Still got to go to the store after this, take a shower, come back in.